beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom we have been pleased to call to the performance of important tasks in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Honorable members, welcome to this morning's sitting of today, Wednesday, the 29th day of November, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. Clerk, confirm that we have the requisite quorum to transact today's business.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the quorum is present.
Quorum having been confirmed, we proceed with the business of the day. First order.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
I have communication to make. However, we can just proceed. I'll make that communication. Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have 2 papers to be laid by Honorable Elijah Mwanginyaga, Leader of Majority Party.
Very well. Honorable Elijah Mwanginyaga, Leader of Majority Party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to table the following papers. 1, Nyandarua County Inspectorate Compliance and Enforcement Policy 2023, and I hereby table the same, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Majority, you are too low. I can't even hear you.
Thank you, Mr. You know, I'm reducing voice these days. I'm also getting aged. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to table the following papers. 1, Nyandarua County Inspectorate Compliance and Enforcement Policy 2023, and I hereby table the same. Thank you.
The policies are duly tabled. I refer the policies to the Committee on Public Service, Administration and Devolution. Yeah, you can table 2 so that I give a combined. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to table the following paper: the Nyandarua County Enforcement Officers Standing Orders, and I hereby table the same. Thank you.
Yeah, the 2 policies are duly tabled. That is the Nyandarua County Inspectorate Compliance and Enforcement Policy 2023 and the Nyandarua County Enforcement Officer Standing Orders. The policies are duly tabled. I refer the policies to the Committee on Public Service, Administration and Devolution and Chairperson. Maybe you can state how many days you need.
Precisely, Honorable Speaker. The timeline, I'm hoping that we are going to for a recess so that we'll be having a lot of time for that purpose. So by the time that you come back to the assembly, the policy will be ready for adoption and approval of this Honorable House.
Basically, that is about 90 days or thereabout, because we'll be coming back sometimes in February.
Correct.
Okay. A clerk, be it on record, it will be among the first business to be placed. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, statements. Order number 8, motions and bills. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a motion to be moved by Honorable Paul Kero Kamboro, the Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries.
Thank you, Clerk. Due to that interruption, kindly repeat the next order.
Order number 8, motions and bills. Madam Speaker, we have a motion to be moved by Honorable Paul Kerokamboro, the Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries.
Thank you so much, Honorable Kiruka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move the following motion that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fishery on the response to a statement sought by Honorable James K. Gashoba on status of AI services in the county as a report of this House and the recommendation therein as the resolution of this House. Madam Speaker, I have the report here and I'm going to go through it so that everybody can hear. Madam Speaker, we go direct to the acknowledgement. Madam Speaker, the Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fishery Development is one of the sectoral committee with a very critical role in our county. We appreciate the honorable members for diligently executing the mandate for representation and oversight. I also wish to thank the office of the Speaker and the Clerk for facilitating the committee and offering the relevant technical expert through the Secretariat in pursuing its principal mandate. I extend my appreciation to the members of the committee for their commitment and believe what we shall continue to expedite our mandate with diligence and goodwill for the benefit of our electorate. Finally, Madam Speaker, it is my pleasure and duty on behalf of the committee to present this response to the House, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm not going to go the mandate, but I will go directly to the statement sought. Madam Speaker, pursuant to standing under 46(2) Section C, Honorable James Gashoba sought a statement from the Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fishery Development, requesting information on the subsidized for artificial insemination AI program. And Madam Speaker, the statement sought was as follows. Statement from Chair as follows. Aware that agriculture, including crop, animal and husbandry, is a function of the county government as it stimulated in Part 2 of our 4th schedule of Constitution of Kenya 2010. Further aware that artificial insemination AI of livestock is a common breeding practice in Kenya, which has been adopted in Nyandarua County and funded in each financial year. Noting that artificial insemination is breeding and the effect thereof control infection, breeding diseases, and improve productivity of the farmers here and ensure of all upgrades or livestock production. Concerning that, artificial insemination has been largely privatized. Services continues to affect farmers due to inaccessibility and all prohibitively expensive services, especially in marginalized area. Further concerning that, the program on provision of artificial insemination AI services, which has been funded by county government for several financial years, has been marred with inefficiency and ineffectiveness, thereby leading to unrealized goals as advised by the promoters of the program. Recognizing that in financial year 2022-2023, a total of 9,464,000 was allocated for the subsidized artificial insemination. Sub-programmed were Kenya shillings 3,900,000 was allocated for semen and 900,000 Kenya shillings for liquid nitrogen. Further recognizing that 3,234,000 were appropriated for commissions for AI services provider, 400 for refresh costs for AI services provider, and 500,000 for fuel and lubricants for AI services supervision. Cognizant that the exit of arrangement between the county government and private AI services provider on operation by the latter, including the provision of motorbike and other equipment for provision of artificial insemination services, that is AI. Appreciating that the county assembly did its past financial year, resolving that county executive does formulate the framework for the provision of better AI services with the specificity of provision of subsidized semen fertilized able to dairy farmers. Now, arising from the foregoing, I seek the chairperson agriculture, livestock and fishery provide the following information. 1. The overall state of the provision of AI services in the county, and number of animals and all farmers who benefited from the subsidized AI services in the county in the financial year 2022-2023. Number 2, the term of engagement on the partnership between the county government and the private sector with regard to dissemination of all artificial insemination related services and copies of respective memorandum of understanding. Number 3, a report on the existing infrastructure for payment of commission to the private AI services provider, including the status and mode of payment and any outstanding balances thereof. Number 4, a report on status of provision of insemination kit and other equipment that facilitate the storage of liquid nitrogen and semen in every sub-county. Number 5, the status of the county motorcycles and related machinery used for insemination by the inseminator and county government official in the government. And 6, the extent of implementation of assembly resolution in the formulation of framework to provision of sex semen. Mr. Speaker, now we go to the term and leverage. Madam Speaker, the committee terms and reference as divided from its mandate, ratified by the committee in meeting as follows. To write to the county government, the Department of Agriculture, Livestock and Fishery, seeking information as requested by the statement sought, and 2, to examine the response submitted by the department. Number 3, to hold a meeting with the department to engage on the artificial insemination issues. Number 4, to submit to the House a report on analysis of the response as well as recommendation for further action. Mr. Speaker. Number 1, we have done it. Number 2, number 3, now we are in number 4, where I am moving this report. Now, Mr. Speaker, we go to methodology. Madam Speaker, the committee, through the Office of the Clerk, wrote to the department seeking information as sought in the statement, filed a letter dated 26 October 2023 at Reverence Nyandarua /Clerk 11 CEC/18/23. The response was received at the Office of the Clerk, filed a letter dated 1st November 2023 and reference Nyandarua CEC/AI/14/2. The committee also had a several meeting with the Department on Agriculture to ascertain the veracity of the information submitted by the department. Now, Madam Speaker, we go directly to respond to the issue raised in the statement. And Madam Speaker, the Nyandarua County government identified the need to provide an efficient, affordable, and sustainable artificial insemination AI services system. The Department of Agriculture conceived a platform to partner with artificial insemination services provider operating in the county, offering AI services to livestock farmers in the county in year 2016. The objective of the program, which has been running, are to improve the quality and affordable AI services in the county. Number 2, to increase the accessibility of artificial insemination services by the farmers. The departmental response received the analysis by the committee as follows. 1, Madam Speaker, the overall status of the provision of AI services in the county and how the project operates. 1, the project is a public-private partnership as evidenced in Annex 2 Memorandum of Understanding. 2, the program was to competitively recruit 50 private AI providers, 2 inseminators per ward, but only 46 private AI providers were recruited in all 25 wards within the county. The following ward had the inseminator Githioro, Geta, Kerita, Rishau, and Central at that time. Number 3, all the 45 AI providers were issued with a complete AI kit and uniform, and that non-AI providers were issued with motorbikes on mortgage basis. Number 4, there was establishment of 7 AI static point called Center of Orokarau, Milagini, Orjoro, Kodarago, Kipipiri, Turaga, and Japini. The call center are manned by trained government officers who dispense semen, liquid nitrogen, and other AI accessories to the inseminator. Each static point has a call center number through which farmer can call for services when the animals are on hit. The officer manning the static point engage the respective AI provider from the ward where animal is located. Account repair and M-Pesa pay bill number 1420 or 2091 is used by the farmers to pay the services. Local semen is charged Kenya shillings 700 and imported semen is charged 1,000 Kenya shillings. Madam Speaker, AI fee receipt is issued to the farmer for any services and payment done. AI provider are paid their commission at the end of every month. That is 450 per insemination of Kangri. That is Kenya Agriculture Genetic Research Center. or Kenya Animal Genetic Research Center semen and 550 for imported semen, Madam Speaker. That is number one. The number two, the response on the number of animal and farmers who benefited from subsidized AI services in county in the financial year 2022-2023. Since inception of the project, a total of 300 inseminations have been carried out. The program started in 2016 and was well adopted by farmers. The monthly insemination collected in 2016 was about 250, 1,500. However, in 2017, the program started experiencing challenges of delayed payment of commission, which resulted in some of AI provider withdrawing from the program and other becoming inactive. Out of the 46 AI provider were recruited when the program started, and only 20 of them are currently active. So out of, Madam Speaker, currently we have now only 20. The affected the AI program is an average monthly insemination dropped to 250 from Madam 15,000 to now to 250. You can see things are not going well. Madam Speaker, we have below we have the insemination figure for the financial 2022 to 2023. You start with Olokarau, Melangine, Ojoroko, Kipiperi, and Turaga. And in total, for this year, we had 22,969. That is according to the report that we received from department. Number 2, the term of engagement of the partnership between county government and the private sector concerning dissemination of artificial insemination related services and copies of respective memorandum of understanding. Madam Speaker, the inseminator were engaged formally by signing a memorandum of understanding MOU for AI services with the county government of Nyandarua. The county legal department prepared the MOU and an agreement to sell. Motorcycles were issued to on mortgage terms to willing inseminators. The inseminators were to pay monthly installment for a period of 24 months, after which the logo books were to be transferred to their names. The inseminator were responsible for fuel and maintenance of the motorbike. Note also that motorbikes were given to only that 8 inseminators. Others decided to use their own motorbikes. Another 10 motorbikes were issued in 2018 to a private AI provider who have been recruited to join the program to fill the gap that had been created by those who left the program. Now we go to number 3. A report on exiting infrastructure for the payment of the commission to the private AI services provided, including the status and mode of payment and other starting balance thereof. AI Statistics Officer compiled our monthly report for the respective sub-county, which was sent to the AI coordinator to completion of the county on monthly report. The AI coordinator also gets his Safaricom M-Pesa statement on the monthly and compares it in the report from the AI static points. She makes the requisition for payment of the commission of AI services provided to the Chief Officer Agriculture. Initially, the Chief Officer used to provide the budget and authorizing the officer to apply the impress. The impress was forwarded to the Department of Finance for scrutiny and payment. Money is deposited in the account of the AI coordinator, who then moved to every static point sub-county to pay all AI service provider. Currently, starting from last month, Madam Speaker, that is October 2023, the mode of payment was changed by the Department of Finance and Economic Planning as follows. 1. The AI services provider may claim from the payment of the commission based on number of insemination they have carried out in the monthly. For Kenya Genetics, they claim 450, and imported one, that is 550 for insemination. Number 2, the AI coordinator consolidate all the claims and prepare the budget for payment all provider. She also attached the Safaricom M-Pesa summary of the monthly, which is confirmed that the insemination was carried out. Number 3, the CEO Agriculture approved the budget claims that are there taken to the Department of Finance for payment. The CEO Finance transfer payment to the bank authorizing to be deposited commission into individual bank account for the service provider. The two methods of payment, Madam Speaker, of commission have not been efficient, as they have been unnecessary delays which has impact on negatively on the overall program delivery. This is a need to come up with clean guidelines for payment of commission in order to retain and attract more inseminators in the program. Madam Speaker, the county government paid the accumulated commissions of 13 months in October, and we have that table. They said they have paid those AI providers for 13th month. That is on this October, last October, and a total of 2,174,100 shillings were paid. Currently, the pending commission is only month of September and October, and now we are in December. I think they are going to pay them. Number 4, a report on status of provision of insemination kits and other equipment that facilitated to storage the liquid nitrogen and semen in the every sub-county. The item as at some counties, AI static points are, we have one in Orokarau. We have 2 containers of each 50 liters and 1 container for 3 liters. In Nyandarua, we have 2 containers of 50 liters and 1 container of 3 liters. Or Joroko, 2 containers of each 50 liters, 1 container of 3 liters. Kipipiri the same, and 2 containers each of 50 liters and 1 container for 3 liters. Also in Nyandarua is the same, and Kinangop. Now we go to B, part B. Item used to contracted AI service provider. The following items were issued to 45 private providers who were recruited in the program to serve the world as shown below. 1, 3 liters of AI container, thermometer, long-sleeved gloves, forceps, throwing gum plate, thermo flask, dipstick, and half shack. Those are items, Madam Speaker, were given to those AI providers. Madam Speaker, we continue to number 5. The status of county motorcycle and related machinery used to the inseminators and the county government officer in the county.
The status of motorcycle distributed by the county government to private artificial inseminator, that is air services provider, is as indicated below. 1B, motorbike issued in 2016. A total of 28 motorcycles were issued to private AI provider as an incentive, with 24 monthly payment plan. So far as 22 private inseminators have completed paying their mortgage. Madam Speaker, out of 24, 22 have already paid the mortgage, through the mortgage. Now they are waiting to their logbook. We have that table there. You can go through those. We have the names, ID, location, motorcycle registration number, mortgage of that, or the cost of those motorbikes that those people are supposed to pay. And you can balance. We have those who have finished, those who have not yet. And now we go to page 18 is the same, and also page 19.
Yes, Honorable Gashomba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want just to appreciate what the chairman is going through with the report, but I would request him, to urge him, to go to the recommendations, so that we can be able, Mr. Speaker, to give out our input.
Thank you so much. I think that is absolutely in order, because now you are the seeker of the motion, or rather the statement. So unless there is any dispute from any member. So thank you so much, Honorable Kiruka. Come and proceed as advised.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think because the seeker of the motion has requested me to go to the recommendation, but before I go to the recommendation, I'll go to finding, then we go to recommendation. Madam Speaker, committee observation and finding. The committee noted that the program has experienced several challenges, including delayed payment of commission, which resulted in some of the AI providers withdrawing from the program and others becoming inactive. Number 2, dishonest from some AI provider who default the government a failed seed and sell at higher than the agreed amount, thus deforming the whole services system. Number 3, funding of the operation of AI services through the county government budget has been notable challenges. Number 4, there is high rate of defaulting from the motorcycle mortgage. Now, Madam Speaker, we go direct to the recommendation. Recommendation number 1, the Department of Agriculture should issue the county subsidized AI service through comparatives, as this would ensure efficiency and the provision in the services provision. Number 2, recommendation number 2, the department should consider facilitating for the comparative to enable them to operate the day-to-day activities of AI services, whereby they will engage their preferred AI service providers. Number 2, 3, the department should overhaul the program and align in the governor's manifesto, while ensuring that it fills all the gaps identified since 2016. Number 4, all AI services should be digitized to enhance data collection and livestock monitoring. And number 5, the department should, within 30 days, transfer ownership to the motorbikes to those who have cleared their own, and institute a correction measures too for the defaulters. That is our recommendation, Mr. Speaker. And now, without much ado, because the report is well and clear to everybody, and the seeker of the motion, I would like now to call Honorable Kate to come and second. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Kate.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. kwa kunipa hii nafasi kuunga mkono hoja hii iliyoletwa na kamati ya kilimo na uvuvi. Mheshimiwa Spika, pia ni shukuru kamati kwa kazi iliyofanya, kamati ya kiufundi kwa kuweza kutembea nasi, kuweza kuyaleta makaratasi ambayo yaliweza kutupa hii mambo ambayo yote tumeleta hapa. Mheshimiwa Spika, mswada huu ama hoja hii iliyoitishwa na Mheshimiwa Gashomba anayewakilisha watu wa Jabini Kiburu ni mswada ambao unatuhusu sisi wote, kwani Nyandarua uti wa ugongo ni ukulima, na pamoja nao ni maziwa inayotoka kwa ng'ombe. Mambo ya mbegu bandia ya kupea ng'ombe ni mambo muhimu sana, na ni mambo inashika wale watu ambao wametuleta hapa. Mikakati ambayo imewekwa na serikali na iliyokuwa imewekwa na serikali hapo awali, labda niwajulishe kwa kirasmi, ni mikakati ambayo ina nia njema, ina nia ya kusaidia mkulima ili aweze kupata maziwa zaidi. Kaunti ya Nyandarua imeweza kushikana na shirika la Kagrik ambalo ni shirika linalofanya utafiti wa mbegu ya ng'ombe ya maziwa. Hii utafiti na hii ng'ombe ambayo inakuja ni ng'ombe ambayo haili zaidi, malisho yake ni kidogo, pia haikabiliwi na magonjwa mengi kwa sababu ya hali ya anga na pia vidudu viroboto ambazo huumiza hawa ng'ombe kwa wakati mmoja ama mwingine. Kwa hivyo mikakati ambayo ilikuwa imechukuliwa na serikali awali ni mikakati ambayo yalikuwa ya kufaidisha mkulima wa ng'ombe. Na hayo mikakati najua mwenyekiti ameweza kuyaenda kwa utaratibu na akaeleza vile kulienda, na hata saa hii serikali iliyo mamlakani ina hiyo mikakati ambayo sisi kama kamati tunaahidi hii bunge tutaeneza utafiti wetu, tutatembea nao ili hakuna pesa itapotea, hakuna mkulima ambaye hatapata hii mbegu kwa njia ifaayo na pesa ifaayo. Kwa hivyo mimi naunga huu mswada mkono 100%. Shukran.
Okay, that motion has been substantively moved and seconded. Now I want to propose the question that the House does adopt the report on of the Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on the response to a statement sought by Honorable James Kirwa Gashomba on the status of all service in the county on a report of the House and the recommendation therein as the resolutions of the House. Yes, the Majority Leader, Honorable Nyaga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to react on this motion. And first, I want to commend and say that I am very much happy with the committee because of the way it has conducted itself on this matter. I'm also happy because of the seeker of this motion, because, Madam Speaker, you know, in Nyandarua County, we rely so much on livestock, and when we get it correctly on matters pertaining to livestock, our economic improvement in the county will be quite well. I am happy because AI services is quite an important aspect on matters of development, because AI services helps in improving even the quality of cattle that we rear in our county. It brings what we call a genetic improvement on the breed, and even the farmers have more better chance of getting more calves for milk production and meat production. I am happy because so far so good. Yes, indeed, in Nyandarua County, within almost 1 year, yes, we've had havers getting in-calf, 3275 of them through AI services, and this is quite encouraging. But I also wanted maybe from the committee, I would have wished to know what are these factors affecting the adoption of AI services, because relative to the size and then the population of the cows that we have, the adoption of AI services is quite small. I would have wished to know which are these factors that need to be fast-tracked so that we can also improve the AI services. I was getting concerned because I don't know whether even the extension officers are also affecting. I thought it would be mentioned in the report how many extension officers do we have in the county that help farmers in matters pertaining to AI. I've heard we've involved private practitioners, but you remember, Madam Speaker, sir, we have a department. I wanted to get the overall performance from maybe the Department of Livestock, because we have a director in charge of livestock. It has not come so much well. I wanted to have a critical analysis on those factors that really affect the effect of AI services. I wanted to get maybe as per the region, what are the parameters, what are the performance indicators, what are the percentage relative to different regions, so that when we are pursuing on the issue of AI, we can have determining factors that will inform us on the way we ought to deal with it. What are the success rate? Yes, we have 3275 in cows which have been in calf. Yes, how many failed? What are the factors? What was the consideration? Because they are being paid for by farmers. If it fails for the first time, what are the remedy to the farmers? This is exactly what I'm expecting from the report. You know, even AI comes because the cow has it. You don't just give it when it doesn't have it. Do we have factors that affect? What are we supposed to do? What is the department supposed to do so that these cows can also get in heat every year? These are factors, because you cannot just give a cow AI just like that. Otherwise, I'm happy because if we fast track the issues pertaining to AI, we'll be solving the issue of milk production and dairy farming in Nyandarua County. So in this, I'm happy, and moving forward, I'm hoping the committee will fast track some of these observations that are made on the floor of the House, so that we can be effective as we pursue the agenda pertaining to livestock in Nyandarua County. I'm very, very much happy, and I really support. Thank you, Chair, who was leading this committee. I'm happy. We know he's a renowned farmer, and I know he'll give guidance to this House to the attainment of the reform that we need to see after 5 years, that Nyandarua will be the highest milk producing county in this republic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Majority Leader. I want to believe that you meant on heat, not in heat. Is that correct? Because for the purposes of the answer, we need to be very sure what you meant. Is it putting the cow in heat for it to burn, or on heat for it to be inseminated?
You know, the cow must be on heat because it is not induced. You know, you cannot induce heat in a cow. So it is on heat.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that clarification. Yes, the Honorable Minority Whip.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First, I would like to congratulate the committee with coming with this report, because this report will enable the county to fast track where we have the challenges in giving AI services that will enable our county to increase the milk production. And when we increase the milk production by giving the high yields AI services, will also enable milk production to increase in this county. And when it increases, we are also increasing the income to our members within the county. And therefore, it's my hope that the department henceforth is going to look about the already said challenges within these services, so that we are able now to give a high quality, even high quality semens to enable us get also. You see, one of the challenges we are getting is that these private providers are giving the same service, but farmers are always losing money because every time they give, the cows are not, there's no conception of the same. So with high quality AI, I think we are able to move forward in this county, and I support.
Call the mover. Oh, sorry.
You see, Madam Speaker, I was sick of this statement, and I thought you could have given me first priority so that I can be able to respond on some few issues. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I really appreciate the half work that has been done by the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. Bearing in mind, Mr. Speaker, agriculture, including husbandry, crop and animal, and the county government, as stipulated in the first schedule, part 2 of our constitution. Mr. Speaker, I had a clear mindset when I requested to be given the overall status of the provision of the AI services in the county, and a number of animals or farmers who had benefited from the subsidized AI services in the county in that financial year 2022 to 2023. That was number one. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to know the term of engagement on the partnership between the county government and the private sector with regard to on dissemination of artificial insemination related services and copies of respective memorandum of understanding. The other one was on the existing infrastructure for payments of commissions for private AI services providers, including
the status and the mode of payment, and any outstanding balance thereof. And also I wanted to understand the report on the status of provision of insemination kits and other equipment that facilitate the storage of liquid nitrogen and semen in any sub-county. And also the motorbike, the motorcycles, and related machineries used to by the AI services in terms of moving around the county, so they can be able to give us, our farmers, AI. And Mr. Speaker, I want to make it very clear in a nutshell that the recommendation for the report that I have at hand, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, is that, Madam Speaker, you've heard that the findings that are there, the delayed payments of commissions which were resulted in some of their providers withdrawing from the program and other becoming inactive. And you are aware, Mr. Speaker, in that financial year, we had appropriated in this assembly 9,464,000 for the subsidized AI services, of which, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, they were divided into some programs. And the sub-programs were given 3.9 million for Siemens. And for liquid nitrogen, Madam Speaker, was 900,000. Madam Speaker, on commission, they were given 3.2 million for year services. We had also 400,000 for the refreshers courses that were be provided by the AI providers, and some other 500,000 for fuel and lubricants, so they can be able to move forward to the county and give out the services. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, if you get to their recommendation, the Department of Agriculture should issue the county subsidized AI through cooperative, as this would ensure efficiency in service provision. 2, operate day-to-day activities of the AI services, whereby they'll be engaged in equitable societies when we give out those funds. They are telling us this, the department should overhaul the program and arrange the government manifesto, the governor's manifesto, because it was not arranged the government manifesto. I don't believe, Madam Chair, you can allocate almost a whopping 10 million to AI services, and the government manifesto was not even followed. Mr. Speaker, I thought, and I believe, it was a conduit to steal public funds, and which was not right. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, I thought the chairman could have furnished this honorable house with the both books and statements for the AIs commissions that were given to those who are doing the commission throughout the county. Madam Speaker, I have so many complaints from those AI providers, the commissions that were not given out. They are complaining outside there. I thought the report, the report that has been brought forward had the details of how and why were not paid. Mr. Speaker, we cannot lend and sit aside and watch as some crude officers or other criminals in the Department of Agriculture and Livestock try to steal from the public coffer a whopping 9,464,000 for the AI services. Bearing in mind, Madam Speaker, the AI services at our time, when I was a small boy, when I was in primary school, we used to be educated because of the hybrids that were given to the corporate societies at our times. And you will see, Madam Speaker, that even paying school fees was not a problem at that time. But today, Mr. Speaker, you've heard that they were even given AI services that are not of quality. Some of the commissions, some of the AI providers could even sell the breeds at a higher cost. So the farmer, Madam Speaker, could not be able to afford, so that they can be able to make our county more productive in terms of agriculture, in terms of production. So, Mr. Speaker, in a nutshell, I want just to say that I was not satisfied with this report. And I believe the committee can get back into that department and make sure they come up with the vote books and statements from the bank, how they paid, how the motorbikes were returned. The motorbikes were bought by the county government. Some of the commissions that are the commission providers had even paid, so that they can be paid. They had paid the motorbike in terms of monthly installment. They have not yet received their motorbikes. So, Madam Chair, I repeat that the Chair to get back the department and come forward with some more recommendation on the same. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Shomba. Honorable Chair for Agriculture, you have clearly heard the concerns raised by the seeker of this statement, and he has clearly noted that he is not satisfied. I would love to hear your response before I consider putting the question to this motion.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. I think, Madam Speaker, through our recommendation, the issue of motorbike, if you go to number 5, the recommendation number 5, that it says this: the department should, within 30 days, transfer ownership of the motorbikes to those who have cleared their own and institute correction of measures for the defaulters. In that statement, it tells us clear that those who have already finished paying their own should be given the logbook through a transfer within 30 days. That is, maybe that is good. But the issue of receipt, maybe we can agree, we can go back there and we bring those receipts to this house, if allowed, Madam Speaker. But through the recommendation, these 5 recommendations, I think we have done what we are supposed to do according to the statement, Madam Speaker. If the seeker of the motion requires more information, he can ask more information regarding maybe what he wants to know. Thank you.
Give me a second. Thank you so much, Chair, and also the seeker of the statement. I would wish to advise the House, we will defer putting the question to this motion so that we give you time to go sort for the statement and the vote books, and also on your recommendation number 5, to see that within the 30 days you've requested, the transfer of ownership of the motorbikes is done, so that we schedule this motion again to be, to be considered in the HBC. Is that in order, Honorable Keruka?
I think it is in order, but I think if the seeker of this motion is not satisfied with what we have brought in this house, I think he can let us have all information that he requires. He can give what he wants to know from the committee, maybe through a document or a written document.
Thank you so much, Chair, for that. I am still going to stand with my ruling because initially this was a statement, and it is okay that it is a motion and I'm required to put the question, but I will not do that today. More directions will be given on Tuesday, so you can continue to consult together with the seeker of the motion on the matters that he wish responded properly, but more information on.
But Madam Chair, I want to advise the Chair that I don't have other point of to be clarified. I've stated very clearly that the county government in the year 2022-2023 appropriated 9 million. Yes, about 9,464,000 for services AI. On top of that, Madam Chair, there were some programs, 3.9 million. 900,000 was for liquid nitrogen. 3.234 for the commissions that were to be given out as allowances, and 400,000 for refresher courses for the air providers. We had some other 500,000 for lubricant fuel. Madam Speaker, we are requesting the documentation of all those funds, those are public funds that were appropriated by that department. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Kiruka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think I agree with your ruling, and during our meeting, we are going to invite the seeker of the motion of this statement, so that
now order, Honorable Kiruka. Have your seat. Indeed, the statement sought is clear. You can see. So a communication will be made on Tuesday in regards to this motion. But in the meantime, continue working on what the statement sought, because clearly you can see from your record or from the report you've provided to this House that those informations are not there. So continue working on getting those information from the executive as more information is given on Tuesday. That is what I would advise, because I still have a feeling that even on Tuesday, you will still be given more time for you to bring a substantive report in respect to this statement that has been sought. So thank you so much. Next order.
Madam Speaker, sir, under the same order on motions, we have a motion by Honorable Elijah Mwanginyaga, the Leader of Majority Party.
The Leader of Majority Party, please approach the bench and continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 26, subsection 4, I beg to move the following motion that the thanks of the Assembly be recorded for exposition of the public policy as contained in the address of the Governor on the state of the county held on Wednesday, 22nd November 2023. Madam Speaker, we are all aware that the governor was here on November 22nd, November 2023. And Madam Speaker, you know, on the very day, I'm hoping we have the extract. We have the extract of the governor's speech on the very day. I'm hoping members have them. The governor outlined his policy priorities, and I can say that I can relate much well with his speech. It was people-centered. He did lay his ideas, ideologies, the roadmap, and even the bigger plan for this county. Madam Speaker, the governor touched pertinent areas or sectors that can propel this county to the next level. Madam Speaker, from his speech, he did talk about the health sector. And he said that we are doing quite well. His government is doing quite well because within the last 1 year, he has been able to bring forth 38 health workers, who included nurses, clinical officers who have been recruited. He spoke about 160 UHC whose contract have been extended. He also talked about 1297 community health promoters. And each one of the community health promoters is handling a 100 households. When you look deeply, you can see the governor is moving from curative medicine to preventive medicine. And this is the right way to go. This is the right way to go, Madam Speaker. Because when you handle diseases that is on preventive area, then you save a lot. You save a lot in terms of investment, in terms of I'm sorry, Madam Speaker, in terms of investment, the money input, and this is quite encouraging. He also talked about Mashuja complex, which is 60% complete. That is Orkarao, JM Hospital. When we be through with the JM Hospital, this will be a game changer in terms of the medical field. He also touched about Engineer Hospital, which is complete, which is we are just awaiting, Madam Speaker, we are just awaiting to have staff being recruited. And I think we are moving quite well as a county. He also did touch about upgrading of Jabini Health Center and on sector area, that is on health sector. I think we are doing quite fine. Madam Speaker, the governor also touched about agriculture. You'll all agree with me. When you get it right in agriculture, you get it quite correct. When you invest in agriculture, you invest in so many things. One, Madam Speaker, you invest in creating jobs because agriculture plays a critical role in providing jobs here in this county. Agriculture helps us to raise even the income for our people. Agriculture is one of the key components that kickstarts the economy. And you know, Madam Speaker, in Nyandarua, this is an agricultural oriented county. So when we get it quite correct, we'll be doing the best thing to our people. On agriculture, he talked about the AI services, which are currently available. He talked about the value chain inputs, that is provision of 35 milk coolers in the county. We are expecting that, Madam Speaker. And this will quite improve in improving the storage of our milk in the county. The governor also talked about provision of pyrethrum seeds, and from his insight, is foreseeing us planting over 5,000 acres, 5,000 acres for pyrethrum. We were born in that era where we used to rely on pyrethrum. We used to get educated, our parents used to get money to educate us through pyrethrum. And I think when we invest in this is quite much encouraging. You also talked about introducing 15 new cooperative, in fact, already 15 new cooperative societies have been registered. This is the way to go, because even in the UDA manifesto, they are totally encouraging that we go the cooperative way. In his speech, Madam Speaker, the governor also talked about the first agro-processing unit in Nyandarua. And as I've said, this is an agriculture-oriented county. We have the county aggregation and industrial park, which is coming up in Jabini. We have cold storage facility, which is in Olkarau. And I think these are some of the facilities that will totally improve and help our farmers. One, in managing post-harvest losses within the county, because, Madam Speaker, post-harvest losses have really affected this county. We produce a lot, but a lot gets wasted because we don't have facilities that we can store. When we have glut, when we have a lot of vegetables, when we have a lot of milk and the rest. So I think on agriculture, I'm happy with the way his vision has, the way he outlined his vision. Water sector also plays a critical role, Madam Speaker, and he never failed to touch matters pertaining to water. And you recall he appreciated the role that the Assembly is also playing. He did congratulate and he did thank the Assembly because we did push for a petition at the Senate level because of the water, Sasumwa water. And I think we also need to fast track on the same so that we can also benefit from the water that is originating from this county. He said that within 1 year, we have been able to connect over 2,800 households, and we have been able to do 90-kilometer pipes within institutions and even within the homes. He said, we have done 16 boreholes, 16 boreholes, new boreholes. We have desilted 2 dams within the county, and we have even expanded, Madam Speaker, Kalema Dam, and we are also intending to expand the Geta intake. He also said that he's trying to fast track the desilting of 300 colonial dams. I think, Madam Speaker, if we go by this, we'll be able to solve the water sector problems of water within our county. He never left the issue of pertaining to trade. He did mention about the 2 municipalities which are upcoming, Mairunya, that is, Mairunya and Ichinia. And in this, I think it will help this county even to modernize these 2 municipalities. talked about the county spatial plan. And you know, Madam Speaker, we have a problem in Nyandarua. We don't have a spatial plan. Even investors, when investors want to invest in this county, you know, they require to something strict, a plan, a definite plan, that if I come and invest in this place, this is the plan for the county. So I think when he talked about the spatial plan, county variation law, this is quite encouraging. This shows that he knows where he wants to take this county in terms of physical planning for this county. I'm very much happy. We also talked about, he also talked about the arboretum, the master plan for this arboretum. You know, we have a big arboretum within Orkarau. And he talked about the master plan, and it is quite much encouraging. Madam Speaker, a country that does not invest in education is doomed, because we cannot talk about going forward, growth for economy, growth for the county, unless we also invest in education. I'm happy because His Excellency talked about the way he's addressing issues pertaining to education. He mentioned about the improvement of capitation, vocational training center capitation, whereby he said he has increased the capitation to 25.7 million. He talked about the improvement of capitation for ECDs to by 10 million. And I'm glad, because that's the way to go. We cannot leave education behind and talk about the growth of this county. I am also happy, lastly, Madam Speaker, because issues pertaining to roads is also quite paramount. And the way it is quite much encouraging, because the way the governor, the regime is also handling the machinery unit is quite encouraging. We are happy. A case in point, Madam Speaker, is Orkarau ward, whereby through the machines, Honorable Getao has been able to manage 25-kilometer graveling and maraming 10 kilometers. This is quite encouraging. If we go by that, because His Excellency has put some money on it, I think we'll be able to solve the issues pertaining to roads, which has been menace in this county. And lastly, Madam Speaker, I am glad because he really understands what's really eating this county in terms of solid waste management. He said that we cannot be able to sustain the way we are handling solid waste, because we are wasting a lot of money taking waste from Magun to Orkarau. This is one of the worst mode of planning in terms of management of waste. He said that we need to see to it that every sub-county has a good plan on matters on managing solid waste. And I'm very much delighted, because this has been my concern as an area MCA, where this solid waste from the entire county has been deposited. I am glad and I'm happy, because if we go by his proposal that every sub-county manages its own solid waste, we'll be able to solve issues pertaining to solid waste. I am happy and I'm looking forward, Madam Speaker, to also assist from this department, because he requested on the same, and he did encourage us that cooperation will be the in thing. If we cooperate, if we work together from the assembly to the executive, if we work together, respecting the boundaries, then at the end of our term, Nyandarua people will be happy. I am happy, and I now call forth the minority whip to second on the same. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ibra.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First, I would like to commend Majority Leader. In fact, he has gone through the governor's speech very well. And as I like to second, in fact, I concur with the speech, which was, the theme of the speech was based on unity, peace, and handwork as a building blocks of development in this county. And the speech narrated very well on milestone achieved, reviewed progress, and also it also touched on ways, new paths to development, and also he also narrated issues containing the challenges, how the common grounds can be achieved to develop this county. And because we are the representatives of Nyandarua members in this plenary, this assembly, we have seen the real development within our wards, and we have seen the development that has taken place within that 1 year. And I concur that when he said that 88% is already achieved in absorption in development, this is reality. And a good example even on issue concerning the bursary, as representative of various wards, we have seen what the bursary has done to all the needy students. And when he mentioned about 65 students have already benefited through the education support of the county bursary, this is a reality. Even issues touching on the loans, water, and also in agriculture, like Madam Speaker, in our previous business where we were mentioning about the AI services, he also mentioned about it, and he talked about even about 3,275 havers has already been inseminated. He also talked about his networking with the national government so that 20,000 liters AI, what we call liquid nitrogen tank to be placed in this county. These are issues that is going to develop this county. And lastly, Madam Speaker, our Excellency Governor also touched on various issues that has to be outlined. And in his address, he also mentioned over 15 bills, regulations, and policies that they are supposed to be enacted through this assembly, so that we are able to get the new plans for developing this county. And it's real that whatever he mentioned is what's happening in the cloud, and in that spirit, I do second. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
All right, that motion has substantively been moved and seconded. Now I want to propose the question that that thanks of the assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy as contained in the address of the governor on the state of the county held on Wednesday, 22nd day of November 2023. Honorable members, I wish to inform the House that the debate to this state address of the governor will proceed in the afternoon at 2:30 p.m. Thank you so much. Now, there being no other business to transact in this sitting, the House stands adjourned to today, Wednesday, 29th day of November at 2:30 p.m. Thank you so much, honorable members.